Washington Times, Trump's defense team during the impeachment trial will show clips of Democrats urging violence in 2020. Good for you. This again goes back to my ongoing 4.5-year theory, the Donald Trump theory of liberal mania. Why Donald Trump bothers the left so much. Folks, I've said this forever now. Joe, you can attest to this. My theory on Republicans have always bothered Democrats, and there's always been false charges of you're all racist and white supremacists. We get all that. We're used to that nonsense. But Donald Trump has inflicted upon the Democrats a sense of Trump derangement syndrome, as it's been called, that is far beyond what we've seen before with Bush, even Reagan. Why? My theory is this. In the past, the Democrats have had this card, the race card and the identity politics card they've played against Republicans, which has forced them to back down. Republicans, who then back down, apologize. And the Democrats have learned through trial and error that all they have to do are call Republicans racist. Remember that thing they had, that internal listserv, Journo list? Look it up. A bunch of media people in D.C. had an email group. And they would talk amongst each other. And one of them, I forget who it was, had mentioned, but when they fight back, just call them racists and they'll all back down. The liberal and the media admitted it, and it got leaked. This was years ago. They knew that. My theory about Donald Trump is Donald Trump would be called these ridiculous things, falsely, obviously. And instead of backing down, which the Democrats got used to, hear me out, he would fight back viciously, call the media fake news, enemies of the truth, and all this stuff. And that they had become accustomed to putting, for those of you who saw that dreadful movie, Dirty Dancing, to putting baby in the corner. Nobody puts baby in the corner. And Donald Trump is like the Patrick Swayze character. Nobody puts baby in the corner. And he would come out and fight back. And Joe, they didn't know what to do. So they would respond to Democrats because they never had an alternate plan, because it was never necessary. Joe, am I explaining this bad? If I am, stop it. Call Republicans. Cool. Are we good? Okay. Call Republicans racist. They back down, take a victory lap in the media, and move on and rub yourself and celebrate. Oh, this is so great. Oh, my God, look what we did. Trump didn't care. He'd respond back with an even bigger and better message than he had the last time that they called racist and crazy stuff. They didn't know how to respond because there never was a backup plan. So what would they do? They would up their response to Trump's response in increasingly ridiculous ways. Trump's a Russian traitor. Trump's working with Putin. Trump's giving Putin massages in the hotel. It was insanity. Maxine Waters, get up in their faces and confront them all. And then Trump would call that out. And it made them nuts. Why do I bring that up in context of the impeachment trial coming up? Ladies and gentlemen, I'm getting behind the scenes word that the establishment kind of Liz Cheney class or whatever, I'm not suggesting Liz Cheney specifically, but the Liz Cheney class, the failure class, the class that subscribes to the old George W. Bush vision that when the Democrats call you racist, apologize, back down, even though you're not, and try to compromise with people who hate you. The Liz Cheney class wants that in this impeachment trial. They want the Trump team maybe to just apologize and focus on a couple of election law changes in Pennsylvania, but don't dare fight back and call the Democrats out. And the Trump team is like double-barreled middle finger. I'll have to use the index one for the family-friendly folks. Double-barreled middle finger. Now we're going to point out what you guys, Democrats, have done. Calling for violence, calling for people to be punched in the face, to be confronted, for crowds to confront people, showing video of Antifa, BLM, maybe showing the tweets of Kamala Harris bailing out BLM rioters and terrorists who burned down cities. Remember that one? This is a brilliant idea. Why? Because, ladies and gentlemen, impeachment is not a criminal trial. It's not. If convicted in the Senate, which I doubt, Donald Trump will face no criminal sanction from the Senate whatsoever. It's not a criminal trial. It's a political trial. And in a political trial, the goal is what? The goal is to drain the political bank account of Donald Trump. I don't mean money. I mean, Donald Trump has an unbelievably high approval rating still to this day with the GOP. The Liz Cheney class knows that. They want him to do things that will break his image of a no surrender guy. They want him to surrender and break his no surrender renegade image. So he'll fail. So his political bank account's drained. The fact that Trump's defense team is now going to go out, take it to the Democrats, show the videos of them actually inciting violence in a political trial will do the opposite and drain the political bank account of the Democrats by making it a referendum, this trial, on Democrat behavior. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a brilliant, brilliant approach.